Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. Arsenal up against West Brom Albion. It is the match preview, obviously. We are always here to do these match previews. By the way, I love match previews and match reactions more than I like anything else in football. Apart from transfers, they are my favorite, But, okay, we have this West Brom game. It's coming up very, very soon. We're going to be looking at the predicted lineup. We're going to be looking at Mikel Arteta's press conference. What did the manager say, especially about the transfers, those who are coming in and those who are going out? What are my predictions of the game? What are the facts we should know? And a couple of other things. So smash the like button. Please make no mistake. Smash the like button. Like the video. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. The comments are very, very much appreciated. And you'll have a chance to call in to give me your predictions, obviously, during the time for a live call-in. So let us get started with West Brom versus Arsenal. Predicted lineup. That is what I would want to start with because it's my most interesting part. Okay, so after beating Brighton and Chelsea, I hardly believe that Arsenal will change their lineup. I hardly believe Mikel Arteta will change his lineup, and if he does that, then he's a fool because you have a consistent lineup in the past two games that has given you 2 wins and a bit of confidence that you can actually win games to come. So I think we are going to play a 4-2-3-1, something like this. Yeah, so we should be playing a 4-2-3-1. I think Mikel Arteta should be very well aware that this is the lineup he must be using day in, day out, time in, time out. This must be his lineup of his choice. So we go with Bernd Leno in goal. I don't want to speak much about him. He is a non-negotiable. So I mean, they are not, there are no words to talk about, Bernd Leno. In the center, in the central defense, Gabriel Magalhaes, like I told you, he tested positive. He's going to keep isolating for a couple of days. He's going to miss this game against Brighton. He missed the Brighton game, Chelsea game. He will miss the West Brom game, and he will also probably miss the Newcastle game and probably come back after that. So we will miss him. That is the fact. But make no mistake, he's injured. I mean, he has COVID-19, so we cannot actually, pair up. So Pablo Mari, in my opinion, who is very hard to get, by the way, in this in this lineup builder, unless you write it, his full name, Pablo Mari. I think Pablo Mari should be the man in that, in that defense. He's been doing so well ever since he came back from injury, and I've loved his performances together with Rob Holding. He has made Rob Holding this kind of calm defender, on point. Yeah, I know Rob Holding is never that good, but I think his partnership with Pablo Mari has given us some fruits, and we can actually go with him. So make no mistake, I'll go with Rob Holding. Although David Luiz is back actually in the camp, but I don't think David Luiz is in a good psychological shape to play in this game, to play for Arsenal. As for them, for the moment, there are rumors that he's not talking to Mikel Arteta, one-on-one, for face to face. So there are so many rumors, and probably it will hurt us if we include David Luiz. I'll leave him out of the squad. I'll go with Hector Bellerin because I know that he is Mikel Arteta's favorite, right back. We know, all of us know, Ainsley should be playing in this place. Ainsley is the better right back of Bellerin and Cedric. And he showed us the few games he played, actually 2 games against Southampton and Everton. He was a little bit more solid than Bellerin and a little bit more solid than Cedric. But I mean, Mikel Arteta loves Bellerin, and there isn't anything to do. There isn't anything to say. He has only had one good game where I've had Arsenal fans defend him against Chelsea. The rest of the game, his appearances for Arsenal this season, he has absolutely been shit. But there is nothing to do about him. Like I said, he comes in the right back. Kian Tierney comes in the left back. Our future captain. I mean, I think he has the leadership, skills, and all of us will agree. Tierney is, a diehard. He really, really dies for the club. He wants to fight for this club. He has the leadership skills. He's always trying his best to make sure that Arsenal is actually, performing on top. And I think I really love it for him. I really love him for it. He has the fighting spirit. He shows you that he loves the club. He wants to fight for the club. He's one of our best players in 2020. I'm going to compile that video, Arsenal's top 5 performers. And I think Tierney, for me in 2020, he has been absolutely magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Okay. In the midfield, with Thomas Partey still being sidelined, he's out. We cannot use him as yet. So that means we shall actually have to go for Granit Xhaka, Ceballos, or Mohamed Elneny, and Emile Smith-Rowe. Of course, I think Emile Smith-Rowe has, there must be no contentions. Smith-Rowe should be playing in that, in that position. He should be, because I think Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, we have now seen that you cannot play without a creative player. You can't have 10 defenders on the pitch. You can't. You need that creative masterclass. You need that creative masterpiece. And I think the spark that Saka, Martinelli, give us, are provided to us in the midfield through playing Emile Smith-Rowe. He has had a very, very exciting start, to his, senior career at Arsenal. He has played 2 games this season, and he has created a couple of chances. I think 4 chances in 2 games. He had an assist for himself against, was it Chelsea? Yeah. So I think he's an exciting player. All the people who've been, who have been asking for Mesut Ozil, when they look at Emile Smith-Rowe, they can actually say, Kosi, Smith-Rowe is the player we need. Granit Xhaka has had a couple of interesting performances as well. So I'll go with Granit Xhaka in the midfield, although I do not like him. But like I said, he has had a couple of, interesting performances, and we do not have any other. Now, just to think outside the box, I'll go with Dani Ceballos instead of Mohamed Elneny, and I'm going to explain myself. Look, this midfield is a little bit more, what should I say, ugly. It doesn't look good. But against West Brom, it's not against Brighton. Yeah, against Brighton, we're playing a 50-50, and you remember the goal we scored, Lacazette gets his ball, and almost in their, in their 18 yards box, he's free. Now that's not going to happen against West Brom, and I'm going to talk about this as we talk about what to expect in this game. But you expect West Brom under big Sam Allardyce to sit back and defend that ball with every last breath they can take. They're going to take counter-attacking football, so we cannot use a player like Mohamed Elneny, because we need players that can actually break down. West Brom. And for me, that is not Mohamed Elneny. He doesn't have that quality. Maybe he can try to shoot from outside, but his long ranges, his long ranges are not very accurate. So let us go with Ceballos, Xhaka, and Emile Smith-Rowe in the midfield. Obviously, it has been confirmed that Saka will play in this game. His injury is actually no concern. So we'll go with Bukayo Saka to the right, and then to the left, I'll go with Gabriel Martinelli. Here we go. I'll go with Gabriel Martinelli. All of us do understand that Willian is back. Pepe is also available. But I think Martinelli and Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe give us something different, something we've been lacking. And if Mikel Arteta dares to drop any of them for Pepe or Willian, it would be just a stupid mistake. Because Martinelli has not played so many games, although he's coming from injury, so you expect him to be rotated on a couple of occasions. But still, we need a winning run. Yeah, we need to take a couple of games winning. And if you are going to do that, then you need your best player. So Martinelli and Bukayo Saka are my front 2 forwards on the flanks, and then I'll play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. You're gonna ask me, Kosi, last time you said Aubameyang should not, shouldn't have started against Lacazette. I thought Lacazette deserved more credit because he scored that penalty and he played so well against Chelsea. Even against Brighton, I think when he comes on, he scores, so he deserves more time. But against a club like West Brom, you need a clinical finisher. You need a player who can take at least 1 out of 2 chances, and that is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Forget the chances he missed against Brighton. Hell knows why he didn't score. But this time we shall actually do need him. So that is my predicted lineup. Unless you guys do have anything to ask about it, that is my predicted lineup. What do you think about that predicted lineup? Yeah, what do you think about that predicted lineup? Arsenal up against West Brom. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy game, is it? It's not going to be an easy game. And I think Arsenal, if we are going to win this game, we have to put in whatever we have. So I want us to go through Mikel Arteta's press conference, slowly in bits, and see what did he actually say about this game and transfers in general, because it's a new year. So he was asked whether there are any similarities when he took over last year, and he said, well, it's different because I've been here for a year and I've got a much better understanding of what is going on, what is working, what has to be changed, and how we can do that. But yeah, the challenge is not very different, and I think we know better how to do it. I think on what now represents a successful season, he says, I never go that far. For me, the important thing is the next match and how we do it and how we do that. And if we can get a result there and how we get that result, that is our performance, how we are evolving and when you don't. Okay, the things we have to improve and see how people react when things are not going well, because it's a real assessment for the squad, for your staff, for the players, and for the club. We've been through a lot in the last few months, some really positive things that we have been able to change, some achievements that we didn't expect to have, and as well a lot of disappointments recently in terms of results. For me to plan and in this world, at the end of the season, what is good and bad, it is impossible to say. We know the aim of this football club is that is to win every competition you are involved in, and it has been nothing less than that. But as well, we have to understand the context that we are in, respect that, but always have the mentality to change it as quickly as possible. On whether we will keep seeing the youngsters, this is a very important question. I will react to this. If they are ready and they respond, if they are ready and they respond, keep doing it. Then you don't have to hold them back. Then the energy and the passion that they have to do. Let them run, sprint, and do whatever they want. But as well, 11 kids is impossible. When you have the right mixture, then these kids, they start to become more senior players and they have a little more experience and they are in good development phase. Let's go for it. Yeah, I mean, I think he has a point in this one. You can't play 11 kids on the pitch. It's true. You really can't play 11 kids on the pitch. But where I do not actually agree with them is, if you're playing the kids and they're giving you results, you've got to trust them. Yeah. You've got to trust them. We have 3 kids that are performing, and we have 1 that is left, kept out of the squad, who is Balogun, of course, and Saliba. These kids also deserve a chance. But I think, he has a point in that one. You can't play all the kids at once. On bringing through youngsters, he said, well, we know that our club has a history to bring players through academy. It's in our DNA. We want to keep doing it. I think I have done it since the day I came through that door. But they need the right process. They need the right players around them. And you can respect And you have to respect the timing in their development. There is nothing worse than rushing those players if they are not ready. Yeah, again, another brilliant point. He's very good at answering questions. Another brilliant point. You do not have to rush these youngsters. They must, they must develop. They must, get that experience, be around the senior players, get that experience, that feeling, slowly by slowly. But talking about rushing players and developing, giving young players a chance, I don't think, he's the only person who has given them a chance. Most of the young players he's using, those are Unai Emery players. Martinelli is a Unai Emery player. Saka is a Unai Emery player. I think he actually, he has done more of keeping young players out of, the squad, yet they can help him than actually give them a chance. So I think that's a lie. That's a lie. On whether relegation talk was overblown, and he says, but when you lost the games that we did, when you lose the games that we did, and you are in the position in the table at the end, it is what it is, and you have to accept. There is nothing worse for me than to try and run away from the reality. And for me, the worrying thing as well was the way we were losing football matches and the reason why we were losing them. And that brings obviously a sense of fear, and without them doing nothing, a sense of fear that without them doing nothing, they can still beat you. Okay, we broke that tendency. We are nice. We're in a nice positive run, but there is a lot to do. On how good Bukayo Saka is, okay? I would want myself. I would want to listen to this. How good Bukayo Saka is, and he says, for me, the biggest thing that he has done in the past few months is the personality that he plays with, the responsibility he takes in the decisions he takes when things are not going well, and the impact he has had on the team to get the results. That at that age is not common at all, but that's his nature, but that's his nature, and he wants to evolve that. You can see that his teammates trust him. His team wants to give him that responsibility, and that's great, because then you don't have one or two players, you have more players, and it's great. It's a great example for any young player to play with that commitment, that passion, but as well with that courage when you have to play for a big team. Yeah, I think. But by the way, just to make remarks on Saka, I think he was our best player last year. We shouldn't debate on it. He's our best player last year. He was our best player last year. On whether pressure has now been lifted, and he says, I think it's lifted on everybody. But it's not honestly. This is this type of pressure we understand. Most of that pressure is coming through a willing to do so well, and disappoint people more than anything else, and just finding ways to improve the situation as much as possible. Sometimes in this game it's difficult to explain the reason why you lose football games, and sometimes doing much better than the opponent, you lose it. Sometimes when you don't deserve that much, you still win football games. It is what it is. But what is clear is that we needed to win games to release that pressure for everybody. We've done that, but it's still a long way to go. And I think this is also a lie. I think Mikel Arteta knew why we were losing games. As simple as that. He knew why Arsenal was losing games. We were losing games simply and quite easily because we were sitting back, defending, not, we were very, very, very bland offensively. Yeah. We couldn't score goals. We couldn't come from our comfort zone. We were very slow. Our mindset was, play sideways. Pepe, Willian. As soon as he puts Willian out of the squad, as soon as he puts, the old players out of the squad, he introduces the young ones. They do their own thing. We start winning games. He knew why we were losing, but he was just, acting stupid. On what he says about Sam Allardyce at West Brom so far, and he says, well, 2 different matches. The first one against Liverpool, they had a really clear plan and they executed it really good. I think even going 1-0, they didn't really change it at all. They knew they were gonna have their moments. they grew and they got into the game and were much more efficient in the second half, but and put Liverpool in trouble. Sam is very efficient at what he does. He has a very clear philosophy of playing. He always picks up results. He always made it very difficult for you, and it's gonna be very different. His teams are always organized and they know exactly what to do. So it will be a tough test against us. And I think he must prepare. He must prepare for Big Sam. Big Sam is a hell of a manager. On whether we will see players come in given tight finances, that is in the January transfer window. He says, obviously, financially, it's only us. It's only us. It's every club in the Premier League that have been in hits with big numbers. We know that this is not going to change in the last year or so. We are going to have to add somehow. If we are going to improve the team in different ways financially with some support. We will decide whether this is with loans or buying players in relation to the opportunities we will have in the market. On getting players out, he said, well, we have a large squad. We know that a lot of things that should have happened in the summer we could not accomplish. Then for different reasons, there are a lot of players that are going on loan. They are going to leave Arsenal, and that's the priority at the moment, because we cannot sustain the numbers that we have in certain positions. We are looking forward to do that, and then we will see if we have right opportunities in the positions that we need some more help. We are working with the club to try to address them. Is he being saved for a January transfer move? I said no. It's only it's my mistake then not clarify the situation, what's happening. But yeah, he's not been 100% fit. That's for the reason why he's been out, and he's what's this question about? Oh, update on Emily Smith Rowe. Okay, he had a little nego. He's not been 100%. He's had a muscular issue. He's been in and out of training. He's not been training. He's not been 100%. It's a shame, because I felt he was getting into his performance levels. He started to have some really good games, and he was starting to build that momentum. This injury set him back a little, but I think he's been much better. On if there is any truth in the Kolasinac rumors, it says we have had some conversations around few players and whether we can find some loans, because the numbers we have in the squad at the moment are really big. But again, we cannot confirm anything at the moment. At least we know he's lying. Kolasinac is gone. Update on Kolasinac, he said, I cannot confirm yet. We are working on a couple of things. Obviously, the window is going to bring a lot of news. Some are true, some are not. Whenever we have something to say, we will announce it. Saka fitness update in particular, he said, I hope he's available. We will see today with training or not. He's played a lot of minutes as well. I'm confident that he will be okay for the game. Team news update on Saka and COVID affected players, and he says, well, we will see today. Some players had to come in yesterday to get assessed after the game. We had a couple knocks, and then we have the player, and then we have the players who have been through all the regulations with COVID. Different individuals, which I think we're gonna recover for the game against West Brom. But we will see tomorrow who is available, who is fit, and how is everybody feeling. There we go. Mikel Arteta's press conference, still going on, and he loves the quotes. Yeah, he loves the quotes. But that is all the manager had to say. That is all the manager had to say. We'll be taking on West Brom after beating Brighton. Actually, we'll be taking on West Brom. It's not an easy game. Make no mistake. It's not an easy game. But I want to share with you some of the statistics of this game so that we can actually be on the same point. Some of the statistics and things we need to know just as we enter the game. What do we need to know? What are those points that we actually need to get hold of? Here we go. I hope everybody can see that. Yeah. Okay. Let me just zoom in a little. Like this. Okay. I hope it's a little bit more visible now. West Brom are unbeaten in their last 3 Premier League home games against Arsenal, having only avoided defeat in three of their last 5 on their last having only avoided defeats in 3 of their first 9 against them at the Hawthorns in the competition. They have 1 win, drawn 2, and lost 6. So in the last 9 games we have played them, we look like we have beaten them 6 times. But in the last 3 games we have played them against them in their home ground, we have only secured a point. So we have not beaten them in their last, in the last 3 games. Arsenal have scored in 24 of their Premier League meetings with West Brom, the best 100% scoring record by one side against an opponent in the competition's history. The other thing is Arsenal have won just one of their last Premier League 6 games away games against promoted sides. 1 win of our last 6 Premier League away games against promoted sides, losing 3, drawing 2, and that game without win came against Fulham, without victory coming against Fulham on the opening day of the season. Arsenal have lost their opening league game in just 2 of their last 19 calendar years, winning 11 and drawing 6, losing 2 at Southampton in 2015 and 1-2 against Fulham in 2012. In number 5, Arsenal lost their last league game against a side in relegation zone, losing 0-1 at home to Burnley. The Gunners have never lost consecutive Premier League games against a side starting the day in the drop zone before. Okay, so that is it. Just to make sure that you know where we are on the table. West Brom are 19th. You can see they do not have a win in their last 5 games. They have lost 3 games and collected 2 points. And what is more interesting, that one of the points comes against Liverpool. That is what is more interesting. But make no mistake, Arsenal are 13th, 2 wins in their last 2 games, 2 wins in their last 5 games, 2 losses in our last 5 games, and 1 draw in our last 5 games. We're not doing so well. We have collected, out of 15 points in our last 5 games, we have collected only 7. However, there is something I want you guys to see. We have 20 points this season. If we win against Aston Villa and the table remains as it is, if it can remain as it is, we have 20 points. We can move until 11th. Is that so? No, 12th. Because we shall have gone to 23 points. However, Leeds have a 0 goal difference. Arsenal have a negative 3 goal difference. If we can beat West Brom by 4 goals to nil, that means we can go as high as 11th on the table. So even if we win this game, we don't get into top 10. That is why it is very important for Arsenal to beat West Brom. But not only that, after beating West Brom, our next games will be, just to make sure that I'm on point, West Brom tomorrow. Our next game will be Newcastle in the FA Cup. Then we shall have on Thursday, we shall play Crystal Palace. So it is important that we beat West Brom, Palace, and Newcastle on the 18th of January. Very important games. very important games before we travel to Southampton. So our last game will be against Newcastle. If we can win these 3 coming games, probably we shall be in top 4 by the time we start at another big marathon with Southampton, Manchester United, Wolves, Aston Villa, Leeds, and Manchester City. Looks like our traumas are not yet over as yet. Yeah, our traumas are actually not over as yet. So guys, that is it. That is it. Arsenal up against West Brom. Been talking about those Mikel Arteta things. You can call in as well. I would love to take your predictions and what you think about the game. The link is in the comment section. Please don't mind. You can call in and tell me. I'm going to share my thoughts on this game. I think Big Sam or Sam Allardyce, wherever you want to call it, or wherever you want to call him, is a very deadly, dangerous manager. He knows how to get points against big teams, and he has done that always and always. We saw him; he got points against Liverpool. One game, all of us thought, was, he was gonna be totally messed up. He got his, tactics right. He goes into that game. Liverpool attack, they create chances, they do whatever they want. He keeps quiet. They keep that defensive shape. They get their moments. They take just one of their moments in the 84th minute, and then boom, it is 1-1, and Liverpool lose. Liverpool actually lose points against West Brom. But my concern is West Brom shouldn't be a headache to Mikel Arteta or to Arsenal. It shouldn't be our headache. It is a game that we can win. Yeah, it is a game that we can win, and Arsenal need to just make that happen. Yeah, it's a game that we can win. I trust Arsenal to win this game. It's not going to be an easy one, like I said, but we can win it. Let me try to take some of your phone calls here. Yes, Guna FC, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes, please. What do you want to say about this game?
The thing is about this game is I'm kind of nervous. I'm mixed feelings because I know West Brom are going to sit deep.
Yeah.
And sitting deep, we have a lot of big problems if lower league teams sit deep because we have no creativity to go break them apart. So I'm scared that West Brom might just sit deep, and then they might counter on us in defense because we don't have Gabriel. I don't think we have him.
Yeah,
Which is going to be a real problem.
Yeah.
But we have to score first. If we don't score first, it's going to be really tough for us. If West Brom score first, you know how Sam Allardyce is. He would just stay defensive.
Yeah.
But we need to get a minimum 2 goals because if we just get that first goal and sit deep, like West Brom did to Liverpool, they will break. Literally, West Brom played really well to get that point at Anfield. So we need to score like a minimum of 2 goals to actually go and be like we actually won the game.
Of course, you expect Big Sam to sit back, defend, hoping to get a point. Do you think it's a game Arsenal can win? By margin of 4, 4 or 5? Do you think if we can break them and score an early goal, we can exploit them?
Yeah, Leeds did that as well, but I just don't think it's like funny because Leeds actually have a creative midfielder. They play more attacking football than us. I don't think we'll score 4. That's a dream if it actually came true. But I don't think if we will score first, but we just sit deep.
Because you look at Leeds. Leeds scored 5 against them. Then they conceded 1 against Liverpool. They have a point against Liverpool. They also have a point against Manchester City, but they lost 5-0 against Leeds, and they also lost 3-0 against Aston Villa. So that means they're good at beating the bigger teams, and they're not so good at beating the smaller teams. So probably that puts us in danger.
But that's what every this lower league team does because they don't have they don't know how to break a team apart.
Yeah.
So they just stay deep and then
What's your
yeah, go on.
what's what's your prediction in this one?
I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Arsenal.
2
Yeah,
2-0
2.
victory.
Yeah, but that depends if we score first. If we don't score first, my word, we're gonna have
Mm.
a long trip.
Okay. Thank you so much, Guna FC. AJ90, how are you doing?
How I'm doing? Could be better, but yeah, doing all right, I guess.
Yeah, another games are coming in thick and fast. Another game. Big
Yeah,
Sam, Big Sam, the master of that defending art. I know he's going to sit back. Can we break them?
it'll be difficult because Liverpool couldn't do it. They did really well against Liverpool just to sit back. I thought the way Leeds play, it's like just blow the team apart. We don't play that kind of football, so I don't see
Mm,
us smashing West Brom apart. I would
mm,
like to see us just go at them, just go with the flair that we have been going with Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Aubameyang, Lacazette. I'll throw them all into the starting 11 because West Brom aren't going to attack us. They're not going to come at us. They played a bit more open against Leeds to try to get a point, but they lost 5-0 in the end. But for us in this game, we just have to go at them, really, because if we go at them like Leeds did, then we can pull them apart if we get an early goal or two.
you know, I look at West Brom as a club that's going to come in this game hoping to get a point. I mean, do you think they're going to give us that kind of respect? They gave to Liverpool and Manchester City, or Big Sam will treat us like a fellow relegation side.
I think they'll do what they did against Liverpool and Man City because I think every Premier League club will know the quality we have, the quality
Mm,
we can have going forward. So West Brom know if they're gonna try play open, we'll pick them apart. We'll pick them
mm,
apart because with the players we have, yes, I know we've not been that good creatively this season, but with the players we have, obviously Smith Rowe coming in, Martinelli, Saka already, Aubameyang, Lacazette, we have players there that can pick a team apart if they come at us. And if West Brom, they will sit back 100%. They will sit back, park the bus, and they will take one or two chances that they do have. One player that we should be wary of, Grady Diangana, he'll be up against Bellerin if Bellerin
yeah.
starts, and that could be a troublesome one. Hopefully we do get the win in this one. It will be difficult. It won't be easy. But if we can get 3-3 going into the January transfer window, then we can do what we need to do, and then we go again. Because it's if you look at the table, I said this to you the other day, it's not if we can string together a good run, good consistency, then we'll be up there.
Yeah. So you think probably we can, get Sam Allardyce, the better of Sam Allardyce, beat him 2-0 and, wait for our next fixture?
Yeah, I think that's the best we can do. Thing is, I don't mind how we win football matches as long as we win football matches. I don't
Mm,
care if it's 5-0, 6-0, if it's 2-0, 1-0, or if it's a good football, ugly football. Winning football matches is winning football matches, and that's what we have to do now. 2-2
mm,
was good. Brighton, Chelsea, both hard games. We didn't think we'd get a point out of those two games with our record against Brighton away and our record, with our with Chelsea being so good at like having a quality squad. You didn't think we were going to win that game. Everyone was so negative. We won those two games, and now we need to just continue this run because there's really no point winning those two games and then just losing this one. We're back to square one, aren't we?
yeah, it's true. And against Brighton, in the first half, it looked like we had gone back, but we resurrected in the second half. Do you think West Brom and Brighton, which would be the easier fixture? Do you think this could be the easier one than
Yeah,
Brighton?
yeah.
Because Brighton really open up and they can attack, they can play some good football.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I think this one will be a bit easier, but against Brighton, they had a lot of their first choice players out. Welbeck didn't
Mm,
play, Mope didn't play, Trossard didn't play. Their main
mm,
goalkeeper wasn't there. Tarek Lamptey was injured as well. A lot of
mm.
their first team, like at least more than half of their first team squad were out. You have to remember
Yeah,
that, and
yeah,
that made they didn't even play with a striker up front. I think they played with a midfielder up front, and I think that sort of played into our hands as well. First half we were really poor against Brighton. I thought that was really bad performance. And then second half we stepped it up a little bit. But the thing is, if that game ended 0-0, then everyone's talking about how crap we were. So I think
yeah.
you have to look at the performance as well as the result. because you have to take the performance into the next game. The result you don't take into the next game. You take the performance and how you can improve the performance so you can win the next game.
Thank you so much, HJ90. Thank you so much. Relentless Nathan. Relentless Nathan. Big Sam. Nathan, we are going against Big Sam. So Liverpool didn't. Liverpool, got a point. Manchester City got a point. Do we get a point against Big Sam away from home?
I don't see us winning this game. I think we will get a point. I think we'll score first, and then they just stink the place out, and then get like a header off a corner, bro. Because I hate playing against a Big Sam, bro. His teams are so hard to beat, and West Brom are they're our bogey team, bro. They're our bogey team. I don't think we're gonna beat them.
They have one thing I've seen. I don't know why, but they have conceded 8 goals between them and Aston Villa and Leeds. 5 against Leeds, 5 against Aston Villa. And when I look at Leeds and Aston Villa, they have a similar kind of play. They open up. They make that performance opened. Like they do not attack you like a one-end attack, but they will open up. You can take them back. They can take you back. Probably, if we can risk that, do you think we can exploit West Brom in that way? Because if you attack them and they are just sitting back, then it's very hard for you to crush them.
Yeah, it's true, but that's why I say that we're gonna struggle because we don't play quick football. Like when you go against a low block, you have to play like quick football. Like you have to move the ball quickly. If we don't move the ball quickly, I mean the only time we move the ball quickly is like when we play the youngsters. So if Willian starts tomorrow, we're probably gonna lose because he's slow on the ball. We need people like Emil Smith-Rowe. I know he might be injured, but we need people like that kind of profile who get the ball, who start to move it quickly. Because when you're playing against these low teams, you have to move the ball quickly because the defense can easily get back into shape that one time you hold on to the ball too long. So that's what you have to do.
Yeah, and maybe if we start off to a fly, if we can start off to a fly, even if we don't score, but start by pressing them, we start on fire, give it, maybe get a couple of chances, get a couple of corners, show them that we are a little bit of a threat, maybe. But do you think, because the problem with us, we always have these slow starts. We can have the ball, pass it around. It's only
you can't start slow. You can't start slow against Big Sam because that's exactly what Big Sam wants. Like I'm sure, like if you talk to a West Brom fan, I'm sure they're over the moon that they're playing us because they know exactly what they're going to do with us. Now, my problem isn't with Big Sam because we already know what Big Sam is going. My problem is with Mikel Arteta. What is he going to do? How is he going to counter it? Is he going to say, just to keep the ball, just to keep it the ball? Are we going to try to be clinical and try to find the killer pass, trying to, make sure there's movement? I don't want to go out there and be watching dead freaking fossil football. I don't want to see that. I want to see quick football. But this is why I say we're going to draw the match. I don't think we're going to win this game, because they lost 5-0 to Leeds. Why? Because Leeds actually had a goal. They had a goal, and they say, you know what? We're both crap. We had nothing to lose. He went out there and he said, let's play proper football. Is Mikel Arteta going to go out there and say, let's attack them? Does he even know how to attack? That's what I'm saying. So I don't even know. I don't think we're going to win that. I think I'm going for like a 1-1 draw, bro. A 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. We score first, they equalize.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nathan. I'll go with now Binu as the last caller. Binu, how are you doing?
Fine, Kose. How are you?
I'm very good.
Yeah. So Big Sam tomorrow. Huh?
Yeah, Big Sam.
I'm not that confident, to be honest, because like we know like how he is against big teams. As we know, like this season itself, West Brom against big teams, they didn't concede more than 2 goals. Like they just lost 1-0 to United, 1-0 to Spurs. So they will consider us like a big team, and they will just park the bus. So like
actually, they had they shared a 3-3 draw with Chelsea. That was amazing.
Amazing, yeah. and they bottled it because like if it was like Big Sam, I don't think he will bottle it because like it's like a dream to score 3 goals against Chelsea for Big Sam. So if he
Mm.
score the 3 goals, he will just park the bus the whole time. So like but the thing is like why I'm not confident because like we know against this parking the bus teams like either we will lose or we will draw. Just
Mm.
example like Burnley. Remember, like everyone, at least everyone predicted us to win at least against Burnley
Yeah.
and start the form and start the winning form. And look what
Yeah.
happened. So like and when Aubameyang scored their own goal, like and they completely parked the bus. And so that's why. The main thing we need is the discipline from the team because like if anyone gets a red card, then it's like they will do the counter attack. They will
Yeah.
one player will be gone and they will use the full advantage of it. So my
Yeah.
possible guess is like we have to at least score 2 goals to finish the match because we can't just score 1 goal and like hold till 95th minute because as we saw against Liverpool. So like at least in first half we need to score 1 goal and second half in early at least in the 70th minute we have to score another goal because we can't give them to equalize the goal. If they equalize, then we can't score again. I'm sure about that. And like, but I will be surprised like if we win by just by 1-0 because like that means like either West Brom didn't was not clinical enough.
Yeah.
So like so I'm not that confident, but I'm predicting for a 2-0 win. But my heart says 2-0 win, but my mind says it's like 1-1 draw or maybe maybe 0-0, maybe 0-0 with no goals happening.
Yeah. I mean, uh, they're going to play counter-attacking football. Are you worried about Hector Bellerin? Because for me, I think he's the weak link. If you know, if you're going to
Yeah,
take
in the
out,
right-handed side, yeah, true, true.
yeah, then it's gonna
Because
be
at
Bellerin.
least Tierney, if it is counter attack with his pace, he can block it. But
Yeah.
with Bellerin, he doesn't have pace. Before he had pace, now he doesn't have that pace. So
So
like, so that's the main thing I'm worried about. And the thing is like, when the match start, I'm sure Big Sam will play a 6-4-0 formation. Like I saw the match against Liverpool completely, and they started the
What-
first half with 6-4-0.
when he was playing against Liverpool, he played 10 men. 10 men.
Yeah,
But
like six players
he
inside the
never,
box and
he,
two
he,
players outside the box, and yeah,
exactly.
almost like that.
He never had a lone striker. All of them are
Yeah,
behind the ball.
yeah, and yeah, not even one striker is out on the opposite
Yeah,
half.
yeah.
Yeah, so
He never had a player in the opposite, in the position half, man.
yeah, and we have to take care of the set pieces because I'm worried like if we concede goals from set pieces, like now recently we're considering goals from set pieces. So like we consider against Everton, we consider against Burnley, yeah. So like we need to be careful because the Storm can do the set pieces at least. So we have to be careful about that. I'm not that confident, but it's like as I said, like we can't expect anything because it's like a hope, like which kills us.
Yeah,
So yeah, because I won't be surprised like if we lose because like we know how this team is basically full of inconsistent players. So like it's like winning 3-1 against Chelsea and winning Brighton 1-0 only to lose to West Brom. So
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. So like if we want to get this winning form and if we want to turn around the season, we have to win at least next month. We have to at least gain many points as possible
yeah.
because like yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to ask you that if we beat West Brom tomorrow, will it mean we are fully back?
If we beat against West Brom,
Yeah, if we beat West Brom, does it mean we are fully now back?
no, I will wait till January last because like I have to see more because just beating West Brom isn't enough. We need to beat even more top quality teams. Not only top quality teams, even the mid-table teams we have to beat. See,
Yeah,
like the teams like Crystal Palace, then many of them because they can make some shockers. Remember last time, like when we played Crystal Palace, like we almost lost if Guendouzi didn't do that foul, so we almost lost that game. So like so that's why. So like we have to be careful against mid-table teams because because I have hope in beating top teams now, because like Arteta has the technique to beat the top teams. Like we saw against Chelsea, against United. So he has that kind of technique how to beat against top teams. But the main thing is like we have to look after the mid-table teams and the relegation teams. See, look at Liverpool now. Like Liverpool, I think this is the first time like they drew with Fulham, with West Brom. So like see like they're dropping points against relegation teams. So that's what the consistency matters against, even against the relegation teams. Even we all thought like they should have slapped them, but still like we can't say because that's unpredictable now this season. So if we win this match, like hopefully we will win 10th, I think 10th or 11th if we win this match.
Yeah, we can go as top as 10th actually if we win the game. We can go as top as 10th, and I think if we can manage to go as 10th by January, and we can keep the consistency, pick up some draws, pick up some losses, and pick up some wins as well. I think that this by the end of the season, at least we shall be somewhere, maybe 7th somewhere.
Yeah, like see in this January, like if we are inside in top 10 in January till the January transfer window finishing. So like, and if the points are not high, like just like 3 points, just like 3 or 4 points, then we can at least fight for the top 6 or top 4. If we are just like a gap between 3 or 4 points, but the thing is like consistency matters, and the players have to show up.
Okay. Again, we have Mose back on the show. Mose, how are you doing?
How are you doing? You okay, guys?
Yeah, I'm very okay. Actually, Bino has a point. Bino has a big point. He says, they have not conceded many goals against the big side teams. They have only conceded one against Liverpool, one against Manchester City, and even when they conceded 3 against Chelsea, they picked up a point. So where do we stand?
Well, I'm gonna say when they the manager they have before, I think that manager is actually better than the one they have now. The manager they've got now is actually, you can actually play all the 11 men behind the ball. I think the way Arsenal is going to beat them, the reason why Chelsea came back to draw with them is because, assuming it's Sam Allardyce that was there when they scored 3 goals against Chelsea, they're going to win that game because they scored the first goal, second game, third goal, and they still want more. They're too greedy. That's why Chelsea go back to kind of equalize. So if it's Sam Allardyce, immediately he scored the 1 goal, he will just park the bus anyway.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean? So about Arsenal regarding West Brom on Saturday, I think I think I'm having a positive against this game. Like Arsenal will probably win the game anyway, because first of all, I would say Sam Allardyce will be coming to play a draw. It won't be coming for his team to kind of say, okay, we want 3 points out of this game. It will first, because they lost 5-0 on the last game. First of all, it will say, okay, my next game I need to draw it. Then the next game after that, probably I want to go and win it. So you will be looking, oh, I got Arsenal next. They're very good in keeping the ball, and they struggle in breaking down the low blocks team. You understand what I mean? So you will be thinking that I'm going to defend here. Then if they can't break me down, they're not going to score. I will go away with a point just to get his player back on track. No, because if that West Brom team concede another 2-3 goals from Arsenal, then I don't see them staying up. If you understand. And as Sam Allardyce in his history, he has never been relegated in his all the managerial career. He has never been relegated. So he will be looking for anything 1.3 point. So, and Arsenal have the habit of, like, if they cannot break down a low block team, they get frustrated and they end up losing the game. If you go and look at all the low block team that we play, we actually kind of probably lose the game to them. So, yeah, that's right, because they're low blocks team, just one set piece, bang, they scored, and that's it. So I think that is the sort of tactics the Sam Allardyce is going to bring tomorrow. However, saying that, because Sam Allardyce has been talking about Arsenal, that he is actually ridicule Arsenal that we and West Brom, we are actually in the same category. This should fire up Arsenal player and the manager to go and tell them to go and say, look, Allardyce, just shut up. We are not in the same category. They should kind of show him that, okay, we're gonna show you what we are Arsenal. We are not in the same category. They should go out there, be professional, and just kill them off.
Yeah.
You understand? Even though they ask him a question to say, okay, Arsenal wants to do 2 games in a row now. Do you still believe we're in the same? He's still saying that, yeah, but Arsenal are still they are still in the same as us. I was like, oh my, what is this guy talking about? Why don't you just concentrate on your own team and just focus on how to keep your team up than talking about another team in the same. Arsenal is nowhere in the same league as West Brom.
Yeah.
And this is why if Arsenal go ahead and lose to this guy, I will be so angry. I will be fuming if they lose this game on Saturday, because
Mhm.
they need
And
to go out there and just shut this guy up. That's it.
my question is, if they decide to go for a defensive, a defensive game
Mm.
all day long, do we have the tools to break them down?
Yeah,
Because I think Liverpool have better tools, but they failed. Do you think our young firepower can actually break them down?
but I would say Liverpool, they are just unlucky not to score a goal. Liverpool, it's just Liverpool they're not ruthless enough. They're not clinical enough. Then Arsenal should learn from there that we just need, even though if they are low blocked in, we just need to move the ball quick. People should be moving. They shouldn't stand in. We move the ball quick, not like sideways pass. We normally do. We need to pick up the ball, move it quick, move their player around, let them chase the shadows. Chasing a shadow at football tires the opponent out.
Mm.
Move the ball quick and people run behind, pass the ball, move it. Then he's going to, at some point it's going to open. And if we score one goal, then they will want to be defend again. They will want to go out to go and they will want to go out to equalize again. Then that give us a more chance to get the second goal. You understand what I mean? So
Exactly.
we're not going. The draw is not good enough for Arsenal at this stage we are in now. Even though if Arsenal win, I won't still I will still see it as this is another win. We move on again. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, we are back. No, we are not back. Like I said, even though if we win 5, 6 games in a row, I will still see we're still not back. We still, because losing one game can still push us right back down into the other way, if you
Mm.
understand what I mean. So yeah, that is the way I see the game. We just need to go out tomorrow, be ruthless, just show West Brom that we are not in the same category. Shut their manager up and just let him concentrate on his own team.
Uh, you know, I think West Brom have this kind of and now they have their big Sam. They have this kind of syndrome. You know, we can get a point against a big team, and but they cannot win against small teams. I don't know how they lose to Aston Villa and Leeds, and they get 2 points against Manchester. Actually, 3 points against City, against Chelsea, and Liverpool. I'm just thinking, if we can play like the small teams, if we can play like Aston Villa, if we can play like Leeds. Of course, we can't play like Leeds because Leeds have Bielsa's philosophy, and it's quite different from what we know. But
Mm.
if we can play like maybe
No,
Aston,
we can't play like
yeah, yes, Renan. Yes, Nathan.
Leeds don't have better players than us. It's because
Yeah,
Yeah, that's correct.
they have a philosophy and a better coach. That's what it is,
That is
and that's why
that's
you
what
see
it
them
is. Yeah.
playing
And
this.
again, I would say the reason why West Brom scored 5 goals is because The first goal lead score is an own goal, is a back pass, and the goalkeeper was just right away from his goal. And then West Brom they're trying to get an equalizer. This is why I'm saying that if we score first, they will want to go out to go and get an equalizer. This is they forget that they need to defend. This is how Leeds go on to score the second goal. They say, "Oh, we concede 2 goals now. We need to go and we got 2 goals to score." They forget. Then Leeds went on to score the third goal, and everything they just collapsed basically. So if we score the first goal, then they're gonna definitely. I can guarantee you, definitely, Sam Allardyce. If let's say we are 1-0 up half time, Sam Allardyce will be telling them, you go out there and just go and attack them. Then they will leave themselves open at the back, because he will be saying we must not lose this game. And the players who want to attack us, then we go ahead and score goals, because we have a way better player uh, than West Brom.
Actually, the other thing we have to talk about is the taking of chances against Brighton. I think Aubameyang should have scored 2 goals. Martinelli should have scored as well. In my knowledge. So we need to take our chances, even against Chelsea.
Yeah.
In the first half, Smith Rowe misses a chance, and Martinelli also missed the chance. So if we can take our chances, I think we need to take our chances in this game. If we do not take our chances, it's going to be very hard, very very hard for us to beat them. Very hard for us to beat them, because for them, what I know about such teams is, they get 2 chances, they are going to bury one. At least they'll bury one.
Yeah, but and again, it depends on the luck on the day as well. So if a team is, like I said, Liverpool, they are just unlucky. That's why they didn't beat them. So that we don't want that same luck on Arsenal. So, and at the moment, Arsenal, they're kind of getting a little bit. They won 2 games now. They will be going in this game now. So, okay, we want to go in there with another W. So, I just have the feeling that Arsenal will go out there and just get the job done. They will be professional and just get the job done. However, I will be saying before tomorrow, before the end of the game tomorrow, I will still be telling Arsenal fan, even though Arsenal win the game, no, don't let us get carried away at all, because there's still a lot to play for till the end of the season. So, and again, it depends on what the January transfer window brings for us, really.
Yeah, man. January. Actually, let me ask you guys. I have this kind of feeling, if Arsenal win this game, we look like we are comfortable. Our hopes and ambitions in January are gonna drop. I don't know whether you guys feel the same way. What do you think, Dinero?
You got a point there, but I don't think I think they know they've got a problem still. They know they're not gonna survive. I think Arteta said it, that they still need to recruit. They're missing a creative midfielder. I don't think it's gonna drop, man. I think if anything, it's gonna help his case, as in, if we get better players in January, then we could do a better job maybe. But it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see, but I just fear for us, no? That is it. I just fear for us, because we are going, we are going to go out there, feel like we are okay, and I think it has already started, because Mikel Arteta just confirmed that we are going to be looking at how to ship out many players rather than bringing in more players, and I'm like, okay, if now we secure 2 consecutive wins, I see it as the transfer window gone for us, no, and then we can suffer in the coming months.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You got a point there, but I think you can see that Arsenal are looking to ship these guys out. I mean, look at Kolasinac, now Socrates, and it's only the first day of the new year. So we'll see. I think if they ship up players before, like, quickly, and then that could, I don't know. I don't know if it's to do with the results really. I just think it's just shipping out players.
What I would say is if
Mm.
Arsenal went on to beat West Brom tomorrow, which is Saturday,
Yeah.
they now think that, oh yeah, we are back. That is a stupid thing to do, really.
Well, this fan base will think they're going to challenge for the Champions League.
Even though I would
They will
say
not even win it.
winning the 2 games in a row, some of the fan base that are saying Arteta out before, they decided to say, oh yeah, well, yeah, they're kind of going back because they say, oh yeah, Arteta can stay in now.
And so
They're just too hype about these 2 games that Arsenal just won. No, to me, it's just two wins in a row. We are still the points from the top 4 is bigger than the point from the relegation zone. You understand what I mean? The gap is 2 different things. We just need to kind of win as many games as we can to kind of push up that table. So yeah, but I don't see us finishing the top 4 season this season anyway.
Yeah, I think if I agree. I think if they don't recruit, then that just shows the lack of experience of Arteta, and it doesn't make him serious. It's because you're not supposed to get comfortable, even if you're winning games. You need to find ways to improve. I mean, look at Liverpool. I mean, they won the season. They won the season last year, but they were still looking to recruit new players. Like they got Thiago in, they got Jota in. So we need to learn from that really, and just push on and constantly think of ways to improve the team, because this team, I mean, it's struggling out here, man. We're struggling out here.
Look, someone asks in the chat, which players would you like to see leave?
William, David Luiz,
Yeah.
Who else? Brendan Xhaka, Ceballos. You can send them back to Spain.
For me, I've already made a squad of actually a lineup of 11 players that I want to see leave. 11.
Runarsson.
Yeah, I had Runarsson in goal. By the way, it was a lineup with a 4-2-3-1 players that should leave that should leave the club. Runarsson. I had Bellerin. I had Kolasinac.
Is Lacazette leading the line or Nketiah? Who's leading the line?
Nketiah was leading
Nketiah
was leading the line, but Lacazette was on my bench. If someone is giving me good money in Lacazette, I have no reason to keep him.
Yeah, bro, on career mode, I just sold Lacazette last night, bro. I sold him last night.
Yeah,
with that 50 million quid. Come on.
I think we should do a keep or sell very soon.
Yeah, did you see the news that Rob Holding is about this close to agree a new long-term contract?
Yeah.
Why are we keeping this guy? Why?
I told you about
Why do we want to keep Rob Holding?
I mean, if Mikel Arteta was trying if he was trying to keep Mustafi, giving him a new contract, it's so embarrassing to hear that Mustafi rejected a new contract from Arsenal. It's very embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, man.
Bro,
that is embarrassing. Trust.
Guys, the only thing Rob Holding has done over this past year is lose his hairline. That's the only thing he's done at Arsenal over the past year, bro. I'm telling you. Listen, I like Rob Holding, yeah, but we need to move on these players. These players are not progressing. He's a £2 million player, and he was just always supposed to be like that. Unless you bring in a proper manager, and all of a sudden he turns into the next Tony Adams. But listen, he's not good enough, Rob Holding. He's not good enough.
Yeah,
I can't believe. I can't believe we are giving Rob Holding another contract.
I think one more thing is like maybe they are trying to sell him. Like if they sign him no contract, I think they might put him as clause like 15 to 20 million. And like so and like if anyone activates the clause like 20 million or 15 million, so like then they can get him. Or like I think for sales, I think I'm not sure like why would they do it just for 2 performance. I don't think they will do that. Otherwise they should have done Elneny last time, because he produced a masterclass against United, and like they were talking about the contract, but still Mikel Arteta told like we have to wait for him to do the contract, then only like we will do. So I think this is because, and one more thing, Rob Holding is just 24. So like if they just sign the contract, so like they can sell him for at least 10 to 15 million.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Let me go watch this Manchester United game.
Yeah, who will predict?
Yeah, let me go watch the Manchester United game. I know.
Who are they playing again? They're playing Aston Villa.
I mean, it's an interesting one against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't miss it.
The Jack Grealish show is about to return, man.
And Aston Villa against big teams, like they have won against all the big teams.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Except Chelsea. Yeah, that was ready.
Yeah. Big up, guys. Big up. Thank you so much for
Big
coming
up.
on.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year. Have a good day. Big up,
Happy
guys.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Big up.
Big up, guys. Happy New Year.